Hello and welcome back. I'm going to try and make this one quick but a little more creative than most quick tips. What we want to do is spawn an actor into our level by hitting a trigger or some sort of event. We'll just do it with a trigger. You certainly can do it with other events as well. So we're going to touch a trigger and spawn an object, and I'm going to be a little more creative and make it a gold coin being spawned, or a series of gold coins. So we can use this in an RPG type setup, especially things like Diablo, Zelda, you name it, Skyrim. Everybody loves breaking things and seeing things drop, otherwise known as loot fever. It's always cool. So let's just go over the basics of how it works, and instead of just dropping a gray box, we're going to drop some coins, and we'll go over a few details on the coins. So our basic setup: trigger volume, target point. My text render object here is just so I know what's going on in that part of the level, since I can't see the trigger. And let's hit play and see what happens. So we're in our top-down camera view, default from Unreal, and when I step in this area, coins fall. Every time I step into it, it falls. If I stand there, it doesn't continually spawn. Come out, come back in, it spawns. Alright, so the basics is when I touch this trigger, which is nothing more than the trigger volume, and we're going to take our shortcut, we right click on the trigger volume, on actor, begin overlap. This is in the level design blueprint, or level blueprint. And what's happening here is nothing more than this trigger on begin actor overlap. If I'm to right click with the trigger selected and context sensitive checked, it goes right to add event, collision, on actor, begin overlap. There it is. And then I have on actor end overlap. So when I walk out of my trigger, something happens. So what's happening here is I have this do once. So basically you walk into the trigger and it only fires off once. Spawn the gold coins once. When I end the overlap or leave the trigger, it resets this. And then so when I walk back into it, I can spawn it again. So this is how we control it from spawning too many times. You basically, if you want to jump back and forth between the two triggers, you could do that and just spawn it on and off, on and off, on and off. Or you could be smarter and put a delay here. So if you're jumping in and out, there's some kind of a delay. And you could do something like this. Actually, let's exploit it first and look at that. And as we head over here to the trigger volume, we go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Looks kind of silly. I don't know why I'd want coins to dispense like this like crazy. Maybe it's a futuristic food dispenser or something more creative. But if we put a delay, we can get rid of some of those exploits or abuses. So after 3 seconds, so let's go over here. Now when I walk into it, it spawns once, I come out. Nope. Nope. Ah, after 3 seconds it'll spawn again. 3. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Oh, close. Alright, so that could help you prevent issues like that. So what we got to do once we touch this is we need to spawn an actor. And not any old actor. We're going to do it from a class. Let's see what options come up when I uncheck this. Spawn from actor class. That's pretty much it. So when you spawn from an actor class, basically what it means is we're not going to just pick a static mesh object to spawn a box or something. We have to create a blueprint and create our gold coin. So when we look at this list here, these are the classes. We can type in gold coin, and we find our gold coins. There you go. And those gold coins, which now I'm going to delete, are basically a brand new blueprint. We go to blueprint class, actor. Not going to name it, just leave it new for now. What we basically got to do is put a bunch of coins in here. And those coins are nothing more than static mesh that look like gold coins, gold cylinders basically. And we'll do that right now. Add a component, static mesh. I'll name it something besides gold static mesh. And if we look over here on the right, there's nothing in here because it's empty. But if I type in gold coin, I will find a piece of static mesh that was created. And it is not scaled properly, but that's okay. You can just tell by the size of this thing, it's huge. See if I can isolate these two axis and scale it. There we go. Alright, so what I did was create this lone static mesh. And what did I do? I turned on physics because I want the coin to drop from the ground or from the air, depending where I place my target point. Enable gravity. I believe I want my mass to be not 100. It's not a piece of furniture. I think I want it to be like 0.2, so it's much lighter. And I believe that's it. So let's just put 1 in there and go to my test here. Back to level design. Instead of spawning gold coin, let's spawn new blueprint 2, which is my test. New blueprint 2. Alright, make sure this is saved. Oops, that's not the one. Save, let's see what happens. Compile's okay. Play. So let's see if that single coin falls and bounces. Oh, he's tiny. Oh, it looks like he falls through the world. Let's make it bigger. It's way too small. Can't see it. 0.1. I'm just changing the scale over here. Pile, save, play. Really need to make this closer to my guy. Oh no, he dropped and landed on the ground. Oh, see, bounces and rolls around. Perfect. So now that I perfected one, oh, watch this. Did you see how my character trips on him and it knocks him out of the world? At least the coins did. Look at that. We don't want that to happen. So another little tweak we want to do. So now we want to populate this with a lot of coins. So if we duplicate this guy, gold coin 2, and I'm going to place him up here, be a little creative, do a little staging, so when it falls it looks like a cool falling coin. Duplicate another one. What if I could just drag it? Let's try and drag the next one. Move this character over here. Rotate it a little different. Alright. And if I go back to this, can I alt drag it? No, it doesn't let me clone it that way. So we keep cloning one by one. Key is make sure you drop one at first and make sure you like it. It bounces correctly. But what we got to do, oh, I just screwed up. I duplicated. What I got to do is make sure that my collision, let's turn it to custom, So right now it's blocking everything. I don't want it to block my player. I want him to be able to walk through it and not knock it around or collide with it. So I'm going to turn off pawn. Same with all these. And I should have done that first so I don't have to go back and do all these. Pawn. Alright. Play. Three drop. I don't run into them. Excellent. Delaying 3 seconds. Nice. Alright, that's pretty much it. And the point I missed, one little thing I missed is this target point. Whoops. What's going on here? When you spawn the actor, you need to tell it where to spawn to. So what I have it spawning is a target point. And that target point is this object here. If you type in target, which I've already done, and you drag and drop it here, this is a target point. This is a nice dummy object. This lets you just get a coordinate in the world, a vector, and tell it to spawn there. So that's what I use as target points. They have no, no visual data to draw or any memory or weird collision or anything to occupy anything in your world. So that's the target point. And I connect it to this by saying get actor location. So if we delete this, I need to get my actor location first. And I misspelled it. Because it's not going to find the target point by itself. So get actor location. What actor is it looking for? It's looking for this target gold coins. Right click, check context sensitive, create reference. Connect it here. Ta-da! Play. Alright, let's see the polished version really quick. So what I'm going to do is reattach this. This is the polished version, and it's essentially doing the same thing, except it's playing a sound, and my gold coins have a lot more coins to them instead of just 3 slightly odd shaped ones. So you saw how I could reset it using a trigger when I exit the trigger. Another way to reset it, and you can use this with other gameplay functionality, is just doing a sequence. So if I right click and look up sequence, there we go. What's happening is you touch the trigger, it goes to 0 first, which is to through this node to do once, and spawns my coins and plays a sound. It then immediately fires and goes to a delay to reset this. So after half a second, it'll reset it. So I don't necessarily have to leave the trigger. The sequence will do it for me. It'll go spawn, half a second, reset. So if I touch it again, it'll spawn again. So that's another way to fire it off. Super simple to do. And let's see the polished version. Play. Excellent. Alright, that should do it for our quick tip. 14 minutes is not quick enough, but it's gonna have to do. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps clear up a couple problems of yours and get a little more creative. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.